More mandates are falling down, especially in New York. Okay, New York judge strikes down the stupid, ridiculous governor's mandate, mask mandate, the masks for everybody, masks outside, masks indoors, masks on churches, masks if you pray, masks if you're a statue, masks if you're a toddler. It doesn't matter. Just wear all the masks and get all the jabs and just live in a bubble and never do anything and just make sure that you vote Democrat every 2 to 4 years. Null, void, and unenforceable. New York judge strikes down governor's mask mandate. Wow, imagine that. Cool. Again, these mandates, man, they just keep on falling by the wayside, and I couldn't be happier because of it. New York Supreme Court judge on Monday evening ruled that Governor Kathy Hochul's mask mandate for schools and public places is unconstitutional, declaring it null, void, and unenforceable. We'll see how many stupid school districts are out there, because a lot of things like this are happening in places like, I want to do something specifically on Virginia, even though I think nobody would care, because you got that new governor that's in there, not Ralph Northam. That's he's off to go put on as much blackface as he wants now that he's not the governor anymore. Glenn Youngkin and his triumvirate of new faces that are up there at the top with the lieutenant governor and the attorney general. You know, those the racist the group of people. You know, Glenn Youngkin. He's that white man who's up top, and then his lieutenant governor who's black, a black woman, the first one to ever be there. Oh, that's a little bit tough. And then the attorney general, who's the first Hispanic man. Oh God. Oh yeah, but they're all racist and awful. But he's out there banning fucking all of these mandates, which is a great thing. But then you have 7 school districts who are, and this never makes sense, okay, they're trying to enforce the mask mandates, even though, you know what, hey, if the kids still just want to wear masks, okay, or if their stupid parents want to enforce them to wear masks to go to school, okay, that's totally within their purview. They're not telling you you can't wear a mask, they're just telling you that they're not going to enforce a mask. But that's just too many decisions for people out there. They live busy lives and they just want to, I don't know, put their fucking life on autopilot and let somebody else deal with it. So yeah, we'll just give it enough time, and I'm sure the lawsuits are probably already getting drawn up, but it's after 5 o'clock and the entire state of New York is unionized anyways. So in mid-December, the Democrat governor enacted the mandate in the midst of the rising cases, in part fueled by the Omicron variant. Oh my God. And New York Supreme Court Judge Thomas Rademacher wrote in his order that Hochul doesn't have the authority to impose such mandate because the state legislature would have to approve laws requiring masks in schools and in other public areas. Exactly. It's something that you can't just decree from on high. Okay, it's something that has to pass through Congress. It's something that has to pass through the legislature itself, and you can't just do it from the top down. I'm sure you probably have the votes. It is New York after all, and it is just a Democratic supermajority in both houses, so why don't you just draw it up there? Oh, maybe because it's like wildly unpopular, and maybe it might be a little bit of an overreach, but you do you. Neither the governor nor the state health commissioner had the authority to enact the mandate without the state legislature because Governor Hochul no longer has emergency powers. Fuck. Better luck next time. You should just be more like Whitmer and then just give yourself emergency powers for literally ever. And then when anybody questions you, I'm getting kidnapped by the feds. According to the ruling, there can be no question that every person in the state wishes, wants, and prays that this era of COVID ends soon. The government is the only ones that are just restricting your freedoms and then just prolonging this. I'm just saying. And they will surely do their part to see that it is accomplished, but stipulated that enacting any laws to this end is entrusted solely to the state legislature. Yep, exactly. You want to do this shit? Pass it through. Pass it through. That's what the state constitution is all about. That's what it says there. So if you think that it's so important, why don't you just do that? Or maybe you think all the shit's going to end, right? Because at the altar and where these elected officials pray is, of course, big government, because they can't make their own talking points, okay? They gotta listen to the people that fund their campaigns, okay? And you just take a look at the overwhelming donors to the Democratic Party, or even to the high-profile candidates that are out there, and you will see Big Pharma just injecting money, pun fully intended, right into these campaigns. And then when you have a board member out there just starting to say there's an end to vaccine and mask mandates, you really got to start looking and just trying to figure this stuff and pushing it out to an acceptable timeline to figure out when are we going to get done with this shit? Okay, when can we finally put this on the back burner? When can we finally be done with this and start holding these assholes accountable? Because this guy is just a board member. Okay, he's a board member on a private company that's out there, and he can't be held accountable. But the people that are enforcing these mandates, they can be, and don't fucking forget what they've done with the past 2 years of your life. Scott Gottlieb, former director of the FDA and current board member at Pfizer, that shouldn't be just glossed over. Just remember that. These people are on a pipeline. It's throughout the Biden administration. That's always been throughout these establishment ops that are there, okay? There's a pipeline. There's a pipeline from the private industry to government. And then once the parties switch, guess what? They just refill those positions with people from the same positions over and over and over again. So yeah, wherever he is right now, right at Pfizer, said that declining COVID cases should signal to policymakers that it's time to lift more pandemic-related restrictions, like the UK. I certainly, on the East Coast, where you see cases declining dramatically, we need to be willing to lean in and do that very soon. I think as conditions improve, we have to be willing to relax some of these measures with the same speed that we put them in place. He told Squawk Box, whatever that is, in a Monday interview when he was asked whether mask mandates should be dropped. Gottlieb said, with a lot of acrimony, in the United States stems from the lack of clear goalposts and when some of the measures will end. Exactly, 15 days to flatten the curve. We're just about at 2 full fucking years. The former FDA commissioner also cited Connecticut government's recent decision to rescind vaccine mandates for state workers as a policy that other policymakers should adopt in the near future as COVID-19 cases decline nationwide. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know what you're going to be fear-mongering for much longer. Call for COVID-19 restrictions to be dropped comes as overall infection rate in the United States has sharply declined in recent days. No, it's going to continue, and to shut up. Data from the Johns Hopkins run Our World in data shows that 4,110 out of every 1 million Americans recorded infections on January 10th, and then that rate was 2,643, as late as Friday, and dropped to 615 per 1 million as of Sunday. I would consider that a fairly dramatic drop-off, but then again, what do I know? I'm not an expert. I just read and look at the numbers and the official statistics that are out there, and look at everything from every conceivable angle. But what do I know? I'm not an expert. Outside the United States, more and more European countries have moved to rescind certain COVID-19 related rules, including vaccine passports and mask mandates. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, for definitely not politically motivated reasons, decided to just drop everything off the cliff. But big props when it's to do. We're just going to have to wait for certain decisions to be made about his political future for a further comment on that. But on Monday, the World Health Organization's Director General Tedros, I'm not even going to pretend to know how to pronounce the rest of that, warned that more COVID-19 variants may emerge. Okay, again, the warnings may emerge, could happen. It's dangerous to assume that Omicron is, again, it's dangerous, and we're not in the end game, but we're there, we're close. No, we're not. It's still going to continue. People have been paying attention to me for the past 2 years, and I don't want that attention to just fall by the wayside. And I don't want anybody to investigate all of the horrors that I inflicted on the world. Please don't do that. That would be bad. But speaking of people who like to inflict horrors on the world, Fauci, as confident as you can be that most of the United States will hit peak Omicron infections next month. Okay, cool. Isn't it like at 90% at this point? Made a reference to this a little bit earlier, and definitely in the previous video, but here for clarification's sake, because we're good boys who don't do nothing wrong and we provide the receipts. White House Chief Medical Advisor Anthony Fauci, who's probably due for some more emails to leak, said on January 23rd that he's confident as you can be. Oh, okay, cool. As confident as I can be? Or as confident as you personally? Like you're just using the royal you and not the individual? Okay, because I don't think anything that you personally, Fauci, say is anything approximating the truth. You never want to be overconfident when you're dealing with this virus, Fauci told the director of NIH, whatever, Beagle and Monkey Killer told ABC This Week during one of his many talking head interviews, which I'm sure he's going to have more of. And then he'll probably say, I don't know, probably very soon we'll probably reach the peak, or maybe because everything is falling around me and my empire is crumbling and eventually I'm going to be held accountable for what I've done. But if you look at the patterns we've seen in South Africa and the UK and Israel and Northeastern and New England and most upwest and Midwest states, they've had peaks and are starting to come down rather sharply. Yeah, but most states, they're going to hit their peak. Even though, 600 and change, 615 cases per million for the entire United States. We'll hit our peak next month, even though that's down like 8-fold in less than a week. But whatever. Okay, there's still some southern states and the western states that continue to go up. Can you point to any of those? Since it's a large country and a great deal of variation, the degree of vaccinations that we have in one region compared to another, ultimately, they are all going in the same direction. However, Fauci noted that those areas of the country that haven't been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 or received vaccine booster shots may still see a bit more pain and suffering with hospitalizations. They haven't, but they might. Cool. And I might check my bank balance and see several more zeros at the end of my balance, but you tell me what's more likely than that. PayPal information in the description. Not a joke. Fauci's comments come after the World Health Organization said the COVID pandemic is far from over. And again, okay, you take a look at the numbers, you take a look at the statistics, and what do you believe? The numbers that are out there are these fearmongers who have taken the past 2 years of your life and made them absolute fucking hell for every fucking aspect. The people who kept you out of your jobs, the people who kept you from making a living, okay, the people who prevented you from going out and living the life that you were just normally wanting to live, restricting you access to places that you might want to go, the places that have encroached on your rights and freedoms for the past 2 years. Do you want to continue to listen to them? The people who don't have any receipts, the people who can't back up any of their statements, they're telling you one thing, your lying eyes are looking at the information from the other. So once again, I present you with the information. You can make your own fucking decision from there. By all means, you do you. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on calling out these assholes every single fucking day I have the opportunity to. So whether it be Biden, whether it be Fauci, whether it be big tech, which we haven't been able to talk about much lately, whether it be the awfulness that is the modern day sports landscape, I will call out all of these fucking assholes and give you guys the information that you need out there. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I know 3 short videos in a day. Like I said, it's just a hodgepodge of information that's out there. Nothing that we can really sink our teeth into. Better luck tomorrow, I guess. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.